like after Kakushiba's already left.
Yes. What
Yeah,
else
he
were we
could just
talking
be
about?
physically
Today, but
reactive after he left. That's cool. Because he's off
you
guard.
said what?
He's not on guard. He could act like the little reaction mark
Wait,
could
you
physically
wait. Hold on.
be
Shinra, you can
physically
never prove that he's
reactive
not on
after he's
guard.
done.
Wait, hold on, Shinra. You can never prove that he's not on guard because he looks dead at Kokushibo and then he
Mm-hmm.
leaves. How is he not on
Yeah,
guard?
so
And even then,
he's not on guard.
wait.
He isn't
Hold
prepared
on.
for
I got one more
Kakushiba.
thing to say.
He isn't
Even then,
prepared for Kakushiba to
hold on.
lose, so he's
Shinra,
off
Shinra,
guard. He
Shinra.
isn't trying to
Even
fight.
then,
So why would he be
hold on.
on guard? Hmm?
Hold up. Shinra. Even then, they're not even in a fighting situation, so he doesn't have to be on guard. So what are you
Yeah, so
talking
if
about?
he isn't in a
Nobody has
fighting
fighting
situation,
intent or
why do you
malicious
think his
intent.
physical
If
stature would be
nobody
better?
has malicious intent, there's no reason to be on guard, right? So if
So
that's
why would
true,
he
it just
practice?
means that an off guard or casual Kokushibo Blitz is a casual fucking Doma.
Okay,
That's the
then you
point.
just be wiki. No, then you just be okay. Kokushiba is trying. Whose background noise is that? Anyway, Kokushiba is act. Anyway, I'm just going to look at you, the person with the background noise. Kukushiba is actively trying to leave there, whereas Duma, in character, he's usually just laid back and shit. So why would he? So why would he still actually just be focusing as hard?
Wait,
Like,
why? Okay, why do you have
why
to
do you
have
think?
full
Wait,
focus
why
on
do you
that?
think his
Why do you
physical
wait? Why do you have to have
stature
full
is
focus on
good?
Kokushibo for
Just
him
because
not
they are
to
both
get
casual, just
possession
because they are both casual, that doesn't mean that they'd still be held back to the same extent. You can't prove that.
that he? Hold on, repeat that.
Okay, just because, like, assuming they're both casual, just because they're both casual, that doesn't mean that they'd be still be held back to the same extent. You can't prove that.
Okay, they don't have to be held back to the same exact extent. You can't prove that Doma's more is held back more than Kokujibo. What the fuck?
Okay, I
You can
never
say
said
that
he
his
was held
person.
back
Hold
more.
on.
I never said he
You can
was
say that
held
his
back more. I said
personality
as long as
is
we
that's
know.
fine. That
Wait,
doesn't prove.
no, 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 because now
Wait,
you're interrupting
hold on.
the argument.
You saying that you talking about Doma's personality doesn't prove to me that he's held
Yes, it
back
is.
to a higher extent.
No, no, I
It's
just
a
said he's
standard
held back in
assumption.
character. No, I just said he's
Hold on.
laid back in
It's
character.
a
And he's
standard.
not
Hold on, Shinra,
fighting.
stop cutting me off, right? So it's a standard assumption that if you're both casual, you both would be,
Said who?
around the same level,
Who's the one who
right?
said that's needed? Definitely not me. I don't know where
No,
you got that
what?
assumption from. You're telling me
So
that
you don't
telling me
think
that
if I'm
Goku. You're telling me
hold on.
Goku.
If you think I'm
You're
at a
telling me
table with
Goku.
five people,
Whenever he's being laid back,
we're all
and
casual, we're
me when
not
I'm being
all
laid
like
back,
at
can
the
still
same
hold
level.
that back to the same extent. Like you
Why do you
complain that
hold
you're
back?
cutting you off,
Hold
then
on,
you
bro.
proceed to do the
Just
same
making like
thing.
random ass claims.
No, no, no,
Okay,
no, no.
what?
You're the one
Okay,
presupposing that
hold
they're
on.
held back to the same
Can you
extent.
explain to me why Doma is held back more than Kokushiba, please?
No, I never claimed
In a
this. You're the
scenario
one
where
who's
they're just
presupposing that inside your argument. You said that was the
huh?
default assumption. I'm asking you why. And you
Why
can't
is it
prove that's the
default
default
assumption?
assumption.
Because we don't when people are casual, we don't scale how much they hold back or anything of that sort. We
Why?
would
Well, for
assume
your argument to work, we
we
have
would
to.
hold on. I'm not finished. You keep cutting me off in a mid sentence, right? I'm
What?
saying that if we don't scale people's extents to how strong
Yes,
they are
we
when
do.
they're
Yes,
casual,
we do. We're doing it
and
right now. I don't know
especially in a
what you mean.
situation, hold on, bro. Especially when they're in a situation like that where they're talking and they're chilling, right? Because they're all upper demons. They're all cool. Besides, obviously, Doma and Akaza. Then we wouldn't have a reason to say that one's held back more than the other because
Yeah,
they're
okay,
all
we
just
wouldn't have
not.
any
They don't have
reason
any
to say
fighting
that, but we
intent.
wouldn't have any reason to say that they are held back to the
Yes,
same
you do.
extent,
They don't have
especially
fighting
when
intent.
Kukishiba's
They don't
currently
have
focused
fighting
on
intent.
leaving the
Shinra. They don't
situation
have fighting
and
intent. We
leaving
have a
the
reason to
area
say that.
and leaving the area, whereas Doma is just focused on talking to him. So why would his reaction speed still be the same? You're saying that we
Okay,
don't need wait,
if
that
there's
no
no
we don't
fighting
no
intent,
no no no
there's
no no
no
no.
reason
No,
to
no,
believe
no,
that
no,
there's
no. Let me
intent.
finish my sentence. You're saying
What
we
the fuck?
don't scale how held back they are, and I'm saying that we have to for your argument to function. For your
No, we
argument to
don't.
function,
No, we
for your
don't.
argument to function, you have to assume that they are
It
held
can
back
be
to the
an
same extent,
assumption. It can
and
just
you
be a
can't
true
prove
assumption.
that. Okay,
It can
why
just
is
be a
it
true
true?
assumption, which is
Why is
fine.
it true?
But
You
why
initially
is it
called it
true?
an assumption, but why
Okay,
is it
so
true?
do you know how standard assumptions work and how I
Standard
think that
assumptions. I'm questioning. I'm questioning.
if
Okay,
you know how
actually,
standard
can we just get a
assumptions work,
moderator?
those are
Also, I'm
things that are
questioning why that's
presumably
a
the
standard
case until
assumption.
proven differently. Those are things
Okay,
that are presumably the case until proven differently. We
why?
don't have any
Why is
proof
that the
of the
standard
opposite.
assumption?
We don't have any proof of the opposite, so this
Wait,
assumption would be
okay,
true.
so that's a burden of proof, fallacy. Like you're
What?
literally just telling me to
There's no burden of proof when
what
it
you're
comes to a standard
assuming. I'm
assumption.
asking you why we should assume this thing, and you're literally just saying because we should assume
I
this
already
thing. I'm
explained
making the
why we would
question.
assume this thing. I said that there's no fighting intent between both parties. If there's
Okay,
no
he
fighting
doesn't
intent,
have fighting
we're not
intent to
going.
go out and he
Hold on. If
doesn't need
there's no
fighting
fighting
intent
intent,
to go out and
hold up,
travel.
Let me finish my point.
He could just be holding back
If
on
there's no fighting
travel
intent
travel.
between each other or both parties, then we have no reason to scale
He could
how
just be
much they're
going
holding
all out on
back.
travel
Now,
speed.
if you want to say that they were
Like,
sparring, hold on, I'm not finished
no,
yet.
no, no. You could
If
like
you want to say that they were
he doesn't
sparring
need to be in a
and
combat
they had fighting
situation to go
intent
all
and
out
they're
on
going
travel
casual,
speed.
then
So I'm
yeah,
just
you
gonna
would
ask you
scale
why this
their
happened, man.
you would scale the extent of how much they're holding back. But since they're
No,
not sparring or anything like
I'm
that,
just gonna
we have
question why
no
is
reason to do
Kokushiba holding
such.
back
You're
his
fucking
travel
dumb.
speed? Why is
What?
Kokushiba holding back his travel speed? Just because he isn't in a
He's
combat
casual. He's
situation,
not
that
going.
doesn't
All right,
mean
if
he's
he was
holding back.
going full out, there would be a sign of aggression, and there would be a
Prove that. Why does
there
he
would be
need to be
fighting.
aggressive to wait, wait, wait?
It,
Why does he need to be aggressive to go all
it's
out on how
consistently
fast he
shown
can
that
move his
when people
legs?
get mad or things get mad, they get faster and stronger. I don't need to. I don't
Hmm?
think I need to prove that
When
at
people
all.
get mad, they get faster and stronger. Is
Yeah,
Kokushibo
you see
angry
that
at
with
Gyome?
Gyome. We see that
Is
with
Kokushibo angry
we see
at
that with
Gyome when he's
Maza.
fighting
We
him?
see
You'd
that
have to
with
prove that for your argument
people
to
in the
work.
series. We see that in real life too.
Okay, that doesn't defeat why my argument.
You didn't even make an argument. You try to put a burden on me, and I
No,
already
no, I
addressed
said,
why it don't
oh,
need to
no,
prove
no,
it.
I said for that to work, right? Kukushibo has to have some form of anger towards what's his name, towards anyone else he fights within the series, like
He
Muichiro.
does.
Wait, Muichiro,
Wait, hold
like
on.
who
Did
you're
you not
trying
see
to
the scans
steal
that I
into.
sent?
So
Did you not
prove
see the
he's
scans
angry
I
at
sent? He was
Muichiro when
showing
he's
anger.
sending out his attacks.
If you looked at
So
the
what
scans I sent, he was showing anger. So yeah,
the
I
scans
think
you
we.
sent, let me look at scans. No, in the scans you sent, he has a blank face and he's surprised. Where's the anger?
In the second scan, second panel.
Second scan, it just says that he's in intense pain and he's surprised. He's saying, "Oh, his blade is
Yeah,
red." He's
okay.
shocked
That
that his
doesn't
blade is
okay. Doesn't
suddenly
mean that
turned
he's
red.
still not. That doesn't mean he still doesn't have anger. It's mutually inclusive.
Okay, so prove he has anger. It doesn't matter if he could have
It's
had anger
mutually
at this stage.
inclusive.
You claim
Mutually
he did.
inclusive. That
Wait,
doesn't defeat my
wait,
interpretation. It's mutually inclusive.
prove he's angry there. Prove he's angry there. Because
It's
all
mutually
he
inclusive
showed.
of my interpretation. It's mutually inclusive of my interpretation. If I interpret it to be that
Okay,
way and you interpret it the
no, no,
other
no.
way,
It doesn't
and it
matter
doesn't
if my
defeat my
interpretation
interpretation,
contradicts yours.
fine.
That
I'm happy
oh,
with
both
it.
of them cannot exist at the same time. But it's also possible
Argument
that
both
one
be
is
correct.
not the other, right? So then you'd
Argument
have to
both
prove that it's
argument
either
both be
both,
correct.
right, or it's
Argument
just
both be
one
correct.
for your own interpretation to
In
work.
all,
You're
most of our
literally just
interpretations
committing
can't
a
be correct.
conjunction fallacy. Your argument is
Are
just a
that's
big
not a
conjunction
conjunction
fallacy.
house. That's not even a fallacious thing. How are conjunction? What? I've
Do
never
you
heard
want me
no
to tell
bullshit
you
like
what
that.
a
How is a
conjunction
conjunction
fallacy
fallacious?
is?
You sound stupid.
A conjunction
You
fallacy
know
is
what a
asserting that the
conjunction is?
combination of two possibilities is more likely than one or the other. You literally can't
What?
prove that. I'm asking you, why is it
Are
both?
you
Why
dumb?
is it both
You
when it can just be one or the
I
other?
didn't say one
Stop
was more
calling me
likely
dumb
than
and
the other.
address the
I said
argument.
they can both have the same likelihood of both be true. You're
Wait,
stupid.
okay. Why do they both have the same likelihood? You haven't provided any basis for.
Oh
You
my
haven't
God,
provided
they
any
have the
basis
same
for one
likelihood because
interpretation.
equal interpretation. We both provided interpretation on one
Okay,
scan with
you
no
both
evidence.
provided interpretations, but I'm saying that
It,
based off of the
it,
context and the fact that he
it's
says
dumb.
that he's in
No,
intense pain,
bro.
right? Based off
This
of
is right.
Kokushiba's word, that just puts my interpretation above yours
No, it
because
doesn't. No,
Kokushiba's
it
word
doesn't. Because guess
directly
what? If
supports
you're
my
just saying that,
argument,
he has
whereas yours is
that,
literally
okay,
just an
well, yeah, the
assumption
facial
that's
of
never
anger.
stated within the
You can be
scan.
angry and being hurt. That's
What you
fine. There's
say?
still equal interpretation. They're based on one scan. There's no
Okay,
extra
they're based off
factors
of one
that
scan, whereas
make
your scan
those things
does not mention the
upset.
word anger, does
It's
not
a
show the
literal
word anger at all. It's
interpretation that both of them
completely
can be
reliant on
true.
your
And
subjective
even hold on.
interpretation of what's going
Even if
on in
my
that
system
instance,
likes it,
right?
even if my
Mine is
system
based off of what he
likes it
says,
to be
right?
true.
So mine
So
has a more solid foundation because mine is
no, it
based off
does
of what
not.
he
We
says
have the same
verbatim,
foundation
whereas
for our
yours is
argument.
just based
Dumb,
off of
dumb.
your own subjective
We
interpretation of
have
how
the
he's feeling in that
same
instance, which you
fucking
can't prove.
foundation.
Which you
We
can't
have the
prove.
same foundation,
No,
literally.
we don't. No, we
Yes,
don't.
we do. We have that
Show
one
me one
scan
instance
that
within the
really
statement where
goes
he's
really
feeling
down to
intense
pain.
pain.
That's one scan.
Show me one
That's
place
one
there
foundation.
that
And that's
implies
the
that
only
he's
foundation
angry.
we have so
That
far.
he's
You don't
angry,
have any
man.
other basis
You're
for your
just saying
argument.
that you're basing it
Just
off of this scan. I'm
interpretation.
asking you why that scan implies what you're saying it does. You're just saying,
Okay, I
well, it's
already
because it
explained
implies
why.
this.
Quince,
And I
My
said
Quince,
it's
question,
Quince,
then.
mutually
Quince.
inclusive with
My
your
question, then.
interpretation.
Quince, you're
I
begging the
already posted
Quince,
question
it.
again.
It's
Quince, you're
fully
Quince,
as
begging the
much
question.
as your
Quince, you're
interpretation,
begging
even
the
if it's
question.
not, it could be
Quince, your
true.
argument revolves around you begging the question, right?
I
I'm
haven't begged
asking
the
you.
question the
I'm
whole
asking you
time.
why this
You're
panel
asking, I
implies
said
what you're
that
saying.
I
Wait. I'm
understand.
asking you
The
why
reason
this
why I
panel
don't
implies what
understand
you're saying. You're
because
saying,
his
well,
facial
because the
expression.
panel implies what
That's
you're
not
saying.
begging the
You're
question. I'm
begging the
not saying he's
question.
mad because he's mad. You're dumb. I never said
Okay,
that.
what are you saying? You're saying that he could be mad,
Okay, I
right?
said his facial expressions show that he has a sign of anger. It's not hard to
Okay,
understand,
why does
right?
his facial
If you stop
expression
cutting
show
me
that?
off, you would understand my
Why does his
argument. But
facial
this is just
expression show
absurd.
that? Why does his
This thing is
facial
just
expression
absurd.
show that? Why does
What?
his his
That's why I
facial
said the
expression
ultimate
show
skeptic.
that when
I
he
hate when
specifically
you
points out
skeptics
at
say energy.
pain? Wait, why
Why?
does his
What?
facial expression show that when he specifically points out what
Oh my
is
god,
this,
that's
which
how I
is
interpret it to
implicative of
be. That's
confusion,
how I
like
interpret it
and
to be.
panicking,
That's
and
how
the
I
fact that
interpret it.
he's in intense
That's how I
pain?
interpret it.
So
How I
all of this,
interpret it.
wait,
How I
wait,
interpret
all of this
how I
thing, wait,
interpret
wait, wait, all of these statements
I
there, right, are simply just leading towards the conclusion that it's just
I
because he's
interpret it that way.
shocked rather
I
than
interpret
just
it that way.
because he's angry,
I
and
interpret it that
especially
way.
the fact
I
that
interpret it that way.
since he's
I
popping
interpret
out
it
a
that way.
technique that he
I
hasn't
interpret
seen
it that way.
before, that also just
I already
support my
interpret it that way.
argument. So
Just because
again,
it's
I don't
annoying.
care for your
But
basic
but
possibility.
again, I'm just
You're just
random.
basing off of absolutely nothing. I don't care for your basis interpretation. We can just move on. You can just see his facial expression all you want. That still isn't as solid a foundation as mine, which I'm basing it off of specifically what Kokushiba says. Like yours
Okay,
revolves,
you're
wait, wait,
retarded.
wait. Yours
You're retarded
revolves
because they
around wait. Yours revolves around
have
you just
anger
trying
because
to
you see
become
that
a
you get
mind reader
intense
and
pain.
assume what
You know
Kokushiba
that
is saying.
you
But
can be on
Kokushiba
anger.
specifically says that he's in
You know that
pain.
anger is a
So
high tense uh
Kokushiba's own sentence
emotion,
just doesn't
which can
support your
cause
argument.
stress.
Kokushiba's own sentence doesn't
So if
support
that's
your argument.
true,
You
you
want to
have a
move on?
reason to believe that it can be anger. It's not hard to understand.
Okay,
But
I'm
yeah,
not saying that it can't be anger. You're saying that it is anger, right? I'm asking you why it is anger. You're just saying, well, that's how I'm interpreting it. If it's equal interpretation, that still doesn't support your argument
it's
because
mutually inclusive. It doesn't support.
you affirm this definitely, right? Whereas
What?
you've already conceded that your
No,
argument is
bro.
literally just interpretation, babe.
Sincere. When sincere.
Okay, anywhere. I don't care for all of the other things that Klitsu sent for you because those aren't like also says those
I
aren't
don't
pieces
care
of
about what he's
evidence
saying
that you
either.
sent
All I'm
yourself.
saying is that if our what's it called? If our interpretations of skins are equally as likely, or even if they're
Oh
unlikely
wait,
and they're
why
still
are they
mutually
equally as
inclusive.
likely?
Hold on,
I
I'm not
asked you that
finished.
before you didn't
Even if
prove
they're
that.
still mutually inclusive, it does help
Monkey
my
phone.
argument because it's still true that
Okay,
he would
I
feel
don't think
pain.
they're mutually
It's
okay.
true
I
that
don't
he's
think they're
angry,
mutually inclusive
and
if I'm
the
arguing
whole
that
other
it's
point
one
would go
alone.
through.
I don't think they're mutually inclusive if they're arguing one alone. Like
You can think what?
I'm
Are you
arguing
much,
that
bro?
I'm
All right,
arguing that
I'm
it
gonna
is
block you.
only this
All right,
thing, right? Because of it's only been shown to be this thing, right? Whereas you're saying
because
that
he's
well,
dumb.
it could also be this other thing because of my subjective interpretation,
It's
right?
not
If
mutually
we've already
inclusive.
agreed
It's
that's
not
equal
hard to understand.
interpretation, right?
I
And
don't
my
care.
interpretation is mutually exclusive to yours, right? Therefore, right,
It's
then
just fast.
your argument just doesn't go
This
through.
is
So
no way.
do you want to just move on?
Shinra, you know that it can be
Move on?
mutually
Do
inclusive
you want
and
to
you
move
just
on?
don't know
Do
it.
you want to move on? Do
That
you want to
dumb
move
and
on?
don't
If I'm
understand.
interpreting this statement to be only one thing, then it
Explain why
is
it's
mutually
mutually
exclusive
inclusive.
to
Oh
yours.
my god, this
Because
kid
all you
dude.
think that
Can
he
I
can
Wait,
can I
be
say
pain,
something real
saying that
quick?
in pain you can have anger,
Yo, can
which
y'all
is
conclude?
true.
Does
So
anyone
yeah,
else just notice that Quintz's mic starts cutting out like randomly?
Nope.
Yeah.
I
is
agree
that
with
Okay,
you.
then that's just
honey?
me.
Wait, Quince, for clarification, your argument is that due to his facial expressions, the interpretation here, I think would be that like he's fucking angry or
Okay, so my argument is basically that within that second scan, he's angry, and then Shinra's just saying that he's in pain, and I'm saying that's fine because he can be in pain and still be angry. It's mutually inclusive, so it doesn't really matter what he's talking about. So if
That is
that's
not
true, then my
correct.
argument
wait,
would still be true.
Shinra, wait, stop. Look. Okay, go ahead,
Like
Quince.
that's really the argument. And then he's just like asking me, he's just being overly skeptic. He's like, why is it an equal interpretation? So then I tell him that, the foundation for both of the interpretations is that one scan, and there's no external factors applied to there. If there's an external factor, then yeah, it wouldn't be equal. But I said, even if mine is unlikely to be the case, it can still be mutually inclusive with the arguments and
Okay,
interpretations at
well, you
hand.
argued yours to be
So if that's
Okay,
definitely
wait,
shut up,
okay,
bitch.
a possibility argument.
Shut up.
Shinra, okay. Quince is done. Explain to me why he thinks he won. So you
Okay.
go ahead.
Anyway, right, he initially argued that Kokushiba is angry against against the Gilme and shit, right? He definitively said that that was the case. Then he sent this scan, right? And I said that okay, this is just him being in pain, specifically because of Kokushiba's own statement, right? He said that oh well, he's angry because of his facial expression. I said well, his facial expression could just be representing shock instead of or like being in pain instead of anger. He said well, it could be both, right? I would say that well, it could be both, but I'm arguing for it to be only one and not both, right? On only one and not like one and the other, right? So these things are two mutually exclusive. It's either one or the other, right? I'm saying then he said that well, they aren't mutually exclusive because they can both exist at the same time. I told him that even though yes, they can both exist at the same time, right? But it's also possible that only one exists and only the other exists, right? Or only the other exists, right? So his argument still doesn't follow at all, right? He tried saying that well, his would be more likely because he's using both of our possibilities. I told him that that was a conjunction fallacy because he was asserting both of these possibilities together being more likely than one or the other, right? And then I said that, well, my interpretation is just more founded, right, than his, because even though we're both using the same scan, the thing that you're trying to derive from this scan just isn't shown at all, right? And would rely on a completely subjective interpretation, whereas mine is derived off of what the character says, so it would be a stronger foundation than his. And he didn't attack any of that. And like all of the other stuff I said inside the
Oh
debate.
yeah, Shinra, from what I'm hearing,
Hmm?
I think like I'm not gonna give like a judgment since I'm not a judge. It kind of sounds like you were winning, but like um I'm not sure. If anyone else wants to get like a third opinion, you guys can go ahead.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no,
not gonna be the judge. I'm not gonna be the judge.
that final
Cause
point that they were stuck on. That final point they were stuck on, Shinra was just obviously correct. Like Blitz just doesn't understand how like Bayes' theorem works.
Yeah,
It's not evidence
because
for a hypothesis
I
that's
like
expecting above.
y'all both, so I won't give my judgment.
I think Shinra gave a better foundation. That's just me.
Same.
Yeah, that was a conjunction fallacy. Yeah.
Anyway, right. In other news, so Kokushiba casual like holding back Kokushiba. No
Wait.
longer.
Quintz is on deafen. Quintz is on deafen.
We smoking on who? We smoking on Quintz. Not Quintz ball pen punching my hips. Like what? Go ahead, gonna do it like this. I'm about to try my shit. Damn, you gotta try that. Anyway, run my feed on Geometry Dash. Tensor.
Yo, Shinra, bro.
Shinra, you suck at Geometry Dash.
Quintz
Yo,
is
Shinra.
Quintz is worse than I thought, Loki.
You're not Hollywood, bro. Shinra.
Hi.
I asked Auden in VC, are you opium? You know what that boy said?
What did he say?
He said, I'm not opium, I'm fully realized.
Yeah, he's blocked. Never mind.
Why do you say something like that, but like, how does that even conceive in your mind?
Tyrell, GPXBQG Among Us code. Join up, fat boy. There's already 13 people in there. Never mind, there's 4. Fucking loser. I hope I get imposter. Let me join the big old group. I won't be included. That Quince guy looky trash. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll see this shit again. You smoking on who? You smoking on Quince? All my friends are toxic. All that bitch. Yeah, I should block Cat for that.
Yeah, same.
See, who do you think
Yo,
won this?
Owen and Ryan are debating if you want to go watch that.
Where? Oh, C. Oh, he left the VC. That's cool. I'm just gonna take my dub and leave. Average Shinra slamming Quince. Anyway, I'm gone.